As we all sit around waiting for the football drought to end, the one and only Logan Paulsen has gone into specifics about how this year's team will look very different from the one of the last 2 seasons. In today's video, I've prepared several clips in the film room, and we are going to match them to the things that Logan said in his interview. So we're going to have a really fun time today, and let's do this thing. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Full Command Show. My name is Grant Mitchell, and anytime we get to jump into the film room, it gets me really excited. So I'm pumped up for this video. I've already put out one video called "This is how the Commanders' offense will look under David Blough." That was me gathering as much information as I possibly could. But now that the players have actually been out on the field, we get to listen to Logan Paulsen talk about what we saw. We're going to pull out the main themes of his comments. We're going to apply those to the Commanders and talk about what everyone should expect to see out there on the field. And then ultimately, we are going to match those concepts to the plays from the film room, which I will break down for all of you. So really cool video coming up here. Anytime I put these out, you guys seem to love them. So I'm hoping that you love this one as well. If you do, and you want to show me that, hit the like and the hype buttons. As always, that's the #1 way that you can support me. Also subscribe, because we are getting really close to the 7,000 subscriber milestone. And when we get there, I will be giving away a jersey of a Commanders player of your choice. Also, a lot of you probably don't know this. You remember when we were doing the jersey giveaway before the draft, and I said we had to hit 6,000 subscribers before the draft, and we fell just short. We were at like 58, 80, something like that. I still gave the jersey away, but it was to one random person in the YouTube community. So if you guys do want to have a chance to, #1, just support me, and then #2, also win surprise giveaways, things like that. Hopefully during the football season, do call-ins and things like that as well. Then you can join the YouTube community, but by no means feel obligated to. If you do want to win this jersey, again, this one at 7,000 subscribers is open to everybody. All you got to do is join the Full Command Discord. Link to do that at the top of the description of this video. Totally free. Don't got to worry about anything. And as we go through this, definitely leave me your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, I make these videos for you guys, and I want to know what you are thinking. So give it about 3 or 4 minutes, and we will be in the film room. But for now, we got to take a listen to the interview with Logan Paulsen, which was a clip from the Take Command podcast that he hosts with Grant Paulsen. Those guys do an awesome job. Logan, anytime you get to listen to Logan talk football, I highly encourage you to do it, especially, well, not even, I was going to say especially if you want to learn the basics of football, but he does such a good job, no matter what your level of understanding is, that it's digestible, it's easy to understand for everyone. But enough of me yapping. Let's listen to what Logan said, and then I'll go back and I'll tell you about my main takeaways from it. But here is the man himself.
The second part of that question, the thing that really stuck out to me was just the difference from the offense last year to this year. Just the condensed formations, the motions, the movements, the usages of multiple tight ends and personnel groupings. Again, just the different, like how aesthetically it looked was so different. And then also defensively, the stuff they were able to get to, I thought they were being not overly aggressive. You kind of saw their base defense, but the type of pressure they were bringing, the type of disguises they were bringing, type of communications they had versus different motions and shifts. Like, it's a brave new world on both sides of the football. And there's a lot of football that needs to be taught and coached, but it does look different. It does look much, again, the defense looks much more like Minnesota, and the offense looks much more kind of like what you'd expect from like a Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, day 1 or day 2 install. And so I'm again, kind of really excited. One data point for the players, but also one data point for the offense and defense to kind of be like, this could be really exciting if this is the first foundational piece of what this thing looks like.
So the main points of this: tight splits, pre-snap motion, different personnel usage. This is all what I've expected to hear and what I want to hear, because these are the basic foundations, the basic principles of the West Coast style of offense, of the Ben Johnson style of offense that David Blough is supposedly trying to recreate with the Commanders. And this just shapes up to be a more sustainable, more cohesive, more connected offensive system. I talked about this a billion times right now. Cliff designed brilliant plays. I don't think Cliff designed brilliant offenses. Sometimes you have to work smarter, not harder. And I think that that's what Logan is talking about when he speaks on the offense and the things that he saw at rookie minicamp. Of course, Logan also did mention the defense. And in this video, we are not going to talk about it because I just put out a deep dive on the defense maybe a week ago. It was the video where we looked at the clip of Joshua Josephs and TJ Magarayenga having all this pre-snap movement. I already went over it super in depth. Definitely check that out if you didn't see it. But obviously, according to Logan, the change in defensive philosophy is evident as well. So from what Logan is saying, the offense and the defense are going to look totally different. I mean, he said the word aesthetically himself, which just taking the football logic out of it, it just looks a lot different. And number one, I'm excited for everybody to see that next season. I do believe this team is going to start to play with more of those foundational principles that they established. Do you remember when Terry McLaurin and the veterans wrote like the code of ethics or whatever they called it, where the veterans got involved and they said, these are our standards? Things like the run and hit style, playing with violence and intensity. I'm now confident that we're going to see that in these new styles of offense and defense. I mean, the defense, he said, is beginning to look like the early stages of the Minnesota Vikings. He said the offense is consistent with what you would expect from a Kyle Shanahan, a Sean McVay early season install. So all in all, just really excited with where things are supposedly at. I'm trying my best to get media credentials to get down there to training camp and the preseason and things like that. So every time you guys subscribe, every time you guys click on a video, that helps me, gives me some more cachet. And if I can do that, then I can give even better content to you guys. So yet another reason to support me. But listening to Logan say all these things was great. But now it's time to actually look at what that means. So as I said, I have prepared 5 clips. We're going to jump into the film room and I'm going to break them down one by one and talk about how they relate to what Logan was just talking about. Boom, here we are. So like I said, I have 5 plays lined up. We're going to start with 2 runs, and then we're going to go into 3 passing plays. And as always, I'll let you guys watch the plays unfold entirely before I say anything, but then I'll go back and I'll break them down one by one. But before we do anything, I want to just set the stage here with these 2 running plays. The Commanders supposedly want to reestablish that Sonic and Knuckles duo that the Lions had, obviously with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Bill Krosky-Merritt and Katron Allen don't appear to be at the same talent level of those 2, but that doesn't mean that the Commanders can't have an equally effective running game. And the reason that I've chosen these 2 running plays that we're going to watch is because they occurred on the same drive. And they embody that spirit of what David Blough said, making the same things look different, making different things look the same. So for those reasons, that's how we ended up at these plays. But like I said, I'll let you watch the clip in its entirety first. So take a look at the play, and then I'll jump into ultimately what I saw. So nothing crazy here. I believe this was an 11-yard gain. Obviously, the Lions backed up near their goal line. It's first down on this play, so that's a really solid start to the drive. If you're on your own 11 and you get an 11-yard gain on first down and now you're at the 22-yard line, that changes things. You get the ball rolling. And like I said, these 2 clips we're going to watch, they were on the same drive, one with Montgomery, one with Gibbs in the backfield, and the drive finished in a touchdown. So like in all ways, this is exactly what you're hoping for out of the Commanders running game. But let me break this down. So the Lions backed up on their own goal line, obviously. They're going to work a duo run with double team blocks on the 1 tech on the weak side and the 3 tech on the strong side right here. Also, I want you to keep an eye on Amon-Ra St. Brown here. Again, we've got a double team block right here, and we've also got a double team block right here. But look at what Amon-Ra does. So we've got a bit of a dirty bunch right here. He comes in short motion, takes a couple of steps, and he's used as a C gap insert blocker. So essentially what's going to happen is he's going to motion over here to the C gap, and then he's going to go up and block right here and help create a lane for David Montgomery. Now, Montgomery doesn't use that lane. He doesn't run in that direction, but even still, he influences the play. So again, look at Amon-Ra. Here's the short motion. He's right up into the block. The weak side tackle right here does a great job of opening up the cutback lane. And you can see that's what's open for David Montgomery. So he takes it. Really good patience. And right here, really good footwork just to fiddle around, get through all of the congestion. And an 11-yard gain doesn't change games, but it sets the ball rolling on a drive like this where the team ends up scoring a touchdown. Really good footwork again. He wriggles through. And the reason that Katron Allen is being compared to him is because Montgomery and Allen both don't have terrific speed, but they have really good contact balance, and they just have a natural feel for how to get through the hole. Even if it doesn't always look very pretty, they can get those ugly yards, but this is a really good play by all involved, and this is what your vision is for Katron Allen when you talk about him splitting a backfield with Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. So, again, really good play by the Lions, and it bleeds into the second clip that we're going to watch because, again, make the same things look different, make different things look the same. Let's take a look at the next play. So on that first play, remember, we had two double team blocks right in the center of the line of scrimmage. We had the one tech on one side, we had the three tech on the other. We're making sure that we're not getting walked back in the middle of the line of scrimmage. Play goes effectively up the middle. Montgomery was supposed to be targeting the middle, ended up bouncing it to the weak side, B gap, but even still, we're between the tackles. We get a really nice gain out of it. I say we like we're the Lions, but you understand what I'm saying here. On this play, you're going to notice it's the same thing. It's a big gain up the middle, couple of double team blocks, but we move the point of the double teams and the play sets up entirely differently. Different formation as well, as you'll see, but I'll let you watch the play. So again, not like Gibbs scores or anything, but getting to the 4-yard line pretty much guarantees that you're going to get a touchdown. But let's break this play down. So the Lions are in 12 personnel with both tight ends to the field side here. They've got them both down at the line of scrimmage. As we let this play run, we're going to see that the double team blocks that I spoke about, remember on the last play, we had double team blocks on the guys in the middle of the line of scrimmage. On this play, we've got a double team at the bottom of the screen, and it's with both of our tight ends. We don't even have linemen executing these double teams. It's the two tight ends down here. Up with these two, you've got the left tackle and the left guard. They work a double team. Eventually, the left guard's going to peel off, and he's going to pick up this backer right here. And our right guard has worked up to the other backer. So we now have everybody accounted for despite having those double teams at the initial phase of the play. And it's plain sailing for Jahmyr Gibbs, who doesn't do anything other than run in straight line until the waves, like how Moses parted the Red Sea, until the Red Sea crashes in on him from the sides. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs is just running in a straight line. And this is a 20-yard gain that gets your team down to the 4-yard line. So these two plays, while they're pretty simple, again, they're just kind of runs up the middle. And of course, they're executed very well. There's different techniques. There's different philosophies that goes into both of them. But the complementary nature of these runs and the complementary nature of the skill sets of the running backs put the Commanders in a position where they could replicate something like this. They've invested in their offensive line. They do have blocking tight ends, John Bates being one of the best in the NFL. Ben Sinnott, more of an H-back, but someone who has shown a really good ability to block. And you know what? Colson Yankoff has been an effective blocker as well with his speed. Bill has that one-cut sharpness and burst through the line of scrimmage. This is going to be the Bill sort of style of play right here. And then with Kaytron Allen, that contact balance, that ability to fit through the hole, if he can do that, the Commanders are going to set themselves up to have plays like this and philosophies like this, which are sustainable across games. The run helps the pass helps the run, the running backs help each other. This is what it means when you talk about building a sustainable, complementary style of offense. And I do believe the Commanders are in position to do that. All right, play number 3. So we're going to look at passing plays from here on out. And normally when I do these film breakdowns, I draw diagrams and things like that. The reason that I'm not going to do that, I'm not really going to show many freeze frames either, is because I'm doing it intentionally. Because I want you to see the dance. I want you to feel the rhythm, but I also want you to feel the stress of what's being put on the defense. I talked about the use of pre-snap motion or the lack thereof in Cliff Kingsbury's offense. Keep in mind, when we were listening to Logan there, he was talking about the use of tight splits, which we're going to return to in just a moment. The use of tight splits, the use of pre-snap motion, things like that to manipulate the defense. I used to say a lot of times when Cliff used motion, it was kind of like just something to do. Like, oh, Debo's running a shallow cross from this side instead of this side. Like he started on the left and now he's on the right, but there was no real rhyme or reason, or even if there was, it didn't necessarily manipulate the defense. Again, Cliff, great play designer, don't know about an offensive designer. So on this play, again, I'm gonna let it run. I'm not gonna touch it. Just try to keep track of everything that's going on. And think about how difficult this would be if you're the defense trying to stop this. And we're gonna have even better examples after this. Ends up being a touchdown. So what exactly happened here? So we've got a bit of a dirty bunch down at the bottom. We've got 3 eligibles down there, right? We motion Laporta across so that it's a 2x2, and we've got our tight splits. Tight splits are basically when the eligibles are closer to the line of scrimmage, you're shrinking the field. It's advantageous for a West Coast style of offense in both passing and running the football. When you're running, you're shrinking the edges by bringing the corners and the secondary members closer to the ball, and also you're squeezing them as well. So if you're trying to get to the edge, the defense has a more difficult time setting the edge because they don't have the bodies in place there. When you're trying to run wide zone, that makes it a lot easier. When you're passing the ball, it's arguably even more effective there because the corners, they can't press down. They can't get into press coverage because you can do things with like simple mechanics, really, like switch releases, or you can just get them caught in the congestion in the box and in the middle of the field. And if you do that, you've already gifted your receiver basically no coverage on the play unless someone else accounts for it, in which there's going to be a blown zone or a blown assignment on the back end of it. Or you're just saying, hey, guys, you can't play press coverage here. The defense is, okay, we're not going to. And that means you've given your receiver a free release. So that's the advantage of having tight splits. The Lions motion into a 2x2 with their tight splits. But once we're set here, all of a sudden we're going to get another motion. So now we're going to have 3 eligibles. We went from having 3 eligibles on the right side of the field to 3 eligibles on the left side of the field. But everything about this feels like a run, right? You know, it's first down on this play. I know you guys don't know that, but this is first down. The ball is at the 8-yard line. The Lions have been establishing their run all game. They've been establishing their run all season, multiple seasons now. 2 tight ends on the field. You're big. You think you're getting some blocks in. So naturally, number 31 for the Bears here, this guy right here, whoops, got caught watching in the backfield, caught ball watching. That's Brock Wright. That's your blocking tight end. I know we went over this in a breakdown of the Blough offense beforehand, where I talked about how the Lions would use some deception, make Sam Laporta the blocker, even though he's the primary receiving tight end, and make Brock Wright the receiver, even though he's the primary blocking tight end. They do that again on this play. Double motion across. You would assume Brock Wright is coming on a block. Nope, he's just getting a full head of steam. He's running the pylon route, and this is a touchdown. Really simple play by the Lions, but really effective just because of the pre-snap motion. Now, I said that the Lions were going to get even more wicked with their pre-snap motion. Let's take a look at this. So they walk out in a 2x2 with Goff under center. You see that, right? 1, 2, running back in the backfield. 1, 2, Goff's getting down under center. Oh, that's not at all what we're doing. We're swapping places. Amon-Ra had been lined up as a Z, but he now switches with Laporta. Laporta lines up now as an H. Also, look at Tesla. I believe that's Tesla at the bottom of the screen. He's on the ball, but as Amon-Ra comes across, he then steps off of the ball. You also have Goff walking back into shotgun while Gibbs steps up, so it's no longer an under center play. Look at everything that's changing right now. You've got a receiver, you've got 2 receivers, a tight end, a quarterback, and your running back all moving at the exact same time. Pre-snap. This is dictating. This is being the aggressor. This is manipulating what the defense is going to give you. So now Goff's looking around. We ready? Laporta comes back across the formation again in motion. So now we've got 3 receivers all down to the bottom of the field. They snap this ball. The Buccaneers mess up their coverage pretty badly. You'll see Jahmyr Gibbs is probably open for a touchdown as well, even though the ball doesn't go to him. But keep an eye on Amon-Ra St. Brown right here. He does a really good job. He pushes vertical, gets his shoulder into the defensive back, uses his leverage against him, breaks back across the middle of the field. The DB falls. There's nobody in position to help out, and it's a walk-in touchdown for him. And like I said, the Buccaneers mess this coverage up. Even if the ball doesn't go to Amon-Ra right here, Jahmyr Gibbs is probably open for a touchdown because you're going to get Amon-Ra turning around and blocking, and he's a really good blocker for a wide receiver. Gibbs has the speed. He probably gets in either way. So you've diagrammed up 2 touchdowns on 1 play, again, from the use of pre-snap motion. And I'll let you watch it all together. 2x2, under center, nope, swap positions there. Go back into shotgun. Jahmyr Gibbs steps up. Tesla comes off the ball. Amon-Ra now goes on the ball. Then you're going to motion Laporta as your H back across the formation. So now we've got 3 to the bottom of the screen. Amon-Ra, again, does a great job, messes with the DB, gets him to fall down. Touchdown for the Lions. These are the things when we talk about making it easy for your offense. These are the plays that are perfect examples of that. And David Blough might have only been with the Lions for 1 year, but he seems like a very intelligent man. The Lions were going to hire David Blough. I hope everybody knows that. The Lions were going to hire David Blough as their offensive coordinator if the Commanders didn't. And if they think that he is capable of running this offense that has been really good for a good 4 or 5 years now, then I have a lot of confidence in David Blough and his ability to recreate plays just like this one that you're seeing right here. Final play of the video right here. This is going to be a little bit more of the style of offense you saw with Cliff Kingsbury, but I wanted to put it in here because it's important to note that those elements, at least some of them, aren't going to completely leave the playbook. They're still going to have those elements, especially because Jayden Daniels was really good with a lot of the Cliff Kingsbury schemes, especially when they went empty and especially when they were in a spread 2x2, which you're going to see here in just a minute. But the Lions come out with 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen, to the boundary side. You get a motion across. And again, now we're in a spread 2x2 here. Jayden was so good at this in 2024. I want to say he might have been the best quarterback in the NFL out of empty, if you look at EPA per play and stuff like that. So the man that I want you to watch right here is this man, Isaac TeSlaa, who ends up catching a touchdown on this play. But the reason that I really like this play is not just because of the catch he makes, which he takes a hit and he holds on to the football. It's a really good play by him. But because it sets up something else that you're thinking it's deception almost, but it's not. It's like a double bluff. So watch TeSlaa. You're spread out. Again, you're creating space on the field. The way that he runs out, matter of fact, I'll back it up. I'll just let you watch the play in full. Again, really good catch right there. But as he's running this vertical route, he pushes out just a little bit. And the way that it's setting up, it almost looks like a bit of a dagger. I think this is JMO. You would assume that TeSlaa's going out and JMO's coming in on a dig right behind it. And you get the dagger, and then he gets the ball at full speed right here, and he can turn it upfield and run after the catch. So TeSlaa does a really good job, especially for a rookie. I think he's a rookie, right? He's not a sophomore. I think he's a rookie. They snap the ball. He pushes outside, and he gets the DB to expand, and he opens this hole right here. And as soon as he feels that he has enough space to whip it back across the DB's chest, get in front of him, and he can get to this spot, that's when he breaks back. So really good timing by him. And Jared Goff, got to give him credit, puts the ball on a rope, fits it in a tight window. Need to see Jayden be more comfortable throwing those middle field passes into tight windows. He can do it. He just hasn't been asked to an awful lot, so he's got to show more of a propensity to do it. But again, look at the way TeSlaa waits. He's patient. As soon as the DB expands, he breaks back across. Goff fits it in the window, and that's a touchdown. Not necessarily something that is like a common theme in the West Coast offense, but it's still showing that the Lions were willing to mix it up, and I do believe the Commanders are going to be willing to mix it up as well, especially with the running ability that Jayden Daniels has. If it is 2x2 spread, if it is empty, you've got to have people accounting for Jayden's mobility and the threat of that. And if you do that, you're probably taking someone out of coverage. And if you do that, then these windows you're getting for Goff here, as tight as this was, this probably isn't even that tight of a window. You probably got more space because you have to respect Jayden's ability as a runner. So these are the 5 plays that I had lined up for you. I hope that you all enjoyed them. I hope that you enjoyed the breakdown. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. So like I said back at the beginning, love listening to Logan Paulsen talk anytime that I can. He spoke about the offense and the defense. If you enjoy this again, if this does really well, then I can put out another video about the defense. I've had fun doing the Durante Jones. This is what the Durante Jones defense is going to look like. We looked at the minicamp clip again last week, but if you guys enjoy these film breakdowns, then I really enjoy making them. They do take more time, so they're a little more strenuous for me, but I don't mind because I enjoy it, and if you guys enjoy it, then that's what matters. So that's all I got for you today. Do have some family coming into town tomorrow in a busy weekend. My goal is still to get at least 1 video out per day for all of you guys. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Just know that I'm going to be trying my best. But anyway, that's all I got for you. Hit the like and the hype buttons if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Thoughts, as always, in the comment section below, and link to join the full command Discord at the top of the description of the video. So that's going to do it for me. Appreciate y'all joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.